All right, hey guys, welcome to a new game bundle video. This one is going to cover the Humble Choice for May. I really like the selection of games here. I think they did a great job this month, including Metro Exodus, which came out 2 years ago and it still retails for $40. So a couple other things I want to go over real quick before I go through all of the games. Fanatical has this bundle going on. It's the Platinum Collection bundle. It's basically 3 games for $10. And the reason why I want to mention this is if you wanted the other Metro games in the series, Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light, you can get them with one of the other games shown here for just $10. So if you want the full, complete Metro experience, you can do so for a very, very low cost. Also, Humble released the Lego bundle. I didn't mention this in my last bundle video, but you can get the Lego Ninjago movie video game for just $1. So definitely worthwhile. It's a great game, especially if you like the Lego games. And you can get all the other Lego games for like $10 as well, or basically, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Lego games for $10. But another thing I wanted to mention is Humble Bundle is being a little bit greedy. They sort of changed their charity model. So if you go down to the bottom of the page and you see where your money goes, say you buy the bundle for $10, they changed it so you can only give 5% to charity. So only 50 cents goes to charity. And Humble Bundle is like taking their own tip. It says Humble Tip right here. So they're just automatically taking 30% as a tip, which doesn't make any sense because you're not able to choose your own tip. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I saw this coming for quite some time, especially considering IGN took over Humble Bundle a few years ago. So let's go back to the Humble Choice, and I'm going to go through all of the games. So first up, we have Metro Exodus, which is a post-apocalyptic, story-driven first-person shooter. This is a AAA game that released 2 years ago, like I said. It's the 3rd game in the Metro series. If you have not played a Metro game before and you like first-person shooters, I highly recommend checking it out. The graphics are stunning. The environments are very atmospheric. The story is good, and there's just a bunch of, like gun modifications and crafting elements. And since it still retails for $40, I'm just really surprised to see this one in the bundle. So next up, we have Darksiders Genesis, which is another great game to see in this bundle. It's a top-down action hack-and-slash shooter that can be played in co-op. It's really fun, plenty of content, the boss fights are great, and if you like action games and have a buddy to play with, it's an absolute blast. Then we have Hellpoint. This is a Souls-like action RPG that includes multiplayer. If you like Dark Souls style combat with incredibly challenging bosses and deep combat mechanics, you'll probably like this one. However, expect this game to be lacking in terms of depth compared to its AAA counterparts. So that's really the only problem with Hellpoint. And then we have Cook Serve Delicious 3, which is an incredibly charming cooking game where you ride around in a food truck and you compete against the clock making a large variety of food dishes. I played this game for many hours with a close friend, and it's just a lot of fun. I highly recommend it for those of you looking for something fun to play with others. Then next up we have Levelhead, which is a hardcore platformer with overwhelmingly positive reviews. Essentially, it's Super Mario Maker on PC. The art design is great, the platforming is very precise and truly skill focused. The map editor is easy to learn, and there's just a ton of content from other creators. Personally, I'm not a big fan of hardcore platformers due to their extreme difficulty and repetition, but I know a lot of people will absolutely love this game. So moving on from there, we have Fury Unleashed. This is a roguelike action platformer. I love the level design, plenty of weapon combinations, upgrades, and it's a new experience each playthrough as the levels change, and it just has a great comic book style. It's very enjoyable for indie fans as well. Next on the list, we have Size Matters, which is a unique little indie game where you are shrinking every moment, and you must go around finding all the ingredients you need to create the antidote before your time runs out. As you get smaller, it essentially becomes a platformer. It's a great game for those of you who are looking for something a little different. Then there's Morkred. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that one right. This is a physics co-op puzzle game. This one you'll need a friend to play with as well, and the puzzles are based on sort of lights and shadow elements. The levels are very interesting, and it really makes you want to keep going as you explore this very strange world, and the puzzles were great. I love seeing so many co-op games being released lately, so that one's pretty cool. And then we have a game game called Relicta, which is another very unique puzzle game. This one is a first-person puzzle platformer where you have physics-based magnetic powers that cause all sorts of distortions throughout each level. The game is super creative, and it's really just a completely new experience, so I definitely like that one. Following that, we have Retimed, which is a multiplayer arena party game with slow motion powers that allow you to dodge bullets and really fast-paced, hectic arena battles. It's fun with friends for a short while, but don't expect to play it for too long. Moving to the last two games of the list, we have Family Man, which is a first-person adventure game that's sort of silly. It's kind of like a life sim where you try to pay off the mob while keeping your family from abandoning you. You end up murdering a lot of people, doing a lot of funny, like silly things, and being a complete jerk to everyone around you. It's a bit short though, so keep that in mind. And then the final game on the list is Vane. This is a atmospheric exploration indie game that is a bit abstract. While visually the game looks great and certainly appealing, the letdown comes with the very awkward camera controls, and it's also a very short game as well, but that's to be expected with these indie games. So this is definitely one of those that will appeal to a certain group of people, but certainly not everyone. Lots of wandering around trying to figure out where to go next. So those are all of the games for this month's Humble Choice. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. I'm really excited to see Metro Exodus, AAA game. Always great to see AAA games in these bundles, especially considering most people get the bundles for like $11 to $12 each. So definitely recommend playing Metro Exodus. Darksiders Genesis is great. If you have a friend, there's a lot of co-op games, especially Cook Serve Delicious. I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, that concludes this month's Humble Choice. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the Humble Choice yet, I will have a referral link in the description below if you want to help me out in this channel. And a lot of people forget about this, but subscribing to the Humble Choice, you also get 20% off everything on the Humble Store, and they sell Steam games just like the Steam store, and they have sales as well, and this stacks on top of the sales. You also get access to the Humble Trove, which includes 80 plus DRM free games, which means you can download and play all of the games shown here, and even if you unsubscribe from the Humble Choice, you'll be able to keep them and you play them whenever you like. Some of them are actually recognizable as well, like Snake Pass, but most of these are like indie games that have pretty good reviews on Steam. So yeah, and here's the Humble Store. If you guys haven't used the Humble Store yet, you get an extra discount. So as you can see here, 40% store discount, so that's the sale, and then I get an extra 20% off. So it makes a huge difference being subscribed to these Humble Choice if you want to purchase games for a little bit cheaper than Steam. So that pretty much concludes this video. If you guys are interested in cheaper bundles and different types of bundles, definitely recommend checking out Fanatical. They have a lot of bundles always going on, and there's a bunch of different unique indie games and so forth. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.